Welcome to the Water Cooler Diaries on KBTV Online. I'm Kate Bonner. Thanks for joining. It is indeed the night before Halloween. It's a holiday that is perfectly tailored for Americans' insatiable thirst for the Disneyification of our culture and the mad consumerism it breeds. Get these numbers. According to big research and the National Retail Federation, a whopping 64% of people in the U.S. will celebrate Halloween this year in some fashion, spending $5 billion. Let's break it down. 75% of them will send out a greeting card, spending $50 million. 25% of them will wear a costume, and 17% will visit a haunted house. I myself, flanked by several members of the KBTV Online team, we decided to install ourselves smack in the epicenter of this crazy consumerism, Orlando. A city inundated with tourists each year, more than 52 million, who dish out nearly $30 billion at its 14 theme parks, hundreds of restaurants and souvenir shops on every corner. I set out on Saturday morning, heading north on I-95 without a map. Scooping up my team along the way, after a good amount of schmoozing, we continued north in our search for the authentic Florida Halloween experience. A few hours and a couple of pit stops later, we hit Orlando. That was quick, no worries. Then something happened. Maybe it was a 7-Eleven induced Slurpee coma or sensory overload from the hundreds of flashing signs, but we slipped into some kind of warped, theme park-esque maze of streets. 4 U-turns later, in our desperate search for the landmark, the Kentucky Fried Chicken next to the Walgreens Not Steak and Shake that marked the turnoff International Drive, we came to our hotel, the Orlando Continental Plaza, a true Halloween horror. This motel was much scarier than any of the rides. Right about now, you might just be asking yourself, what is she doing in a seedy motel dressed up like Little Bo Peep? It all started innocently about a month ago. We were sitting around the weekly staff meeting, slotting KBTV episodes into the calendar. Jason suddenly says, "What are we doing for Halloween?" Well, I replied, "What typically do Floridians do for Halloween?" Well, the entire staff, in chorus, they say in unison, "Halloween Horror Nights." I said, "I don't really like horror movies." Camera pans 3 weeks forward. Here I am, up in Orlando. This is a city with no skyline, flashing neon billboards, Red Lobster, Wet n Wild, Disney World, Gator Golf. Ah! Then I see the sign for Halloween Horror Nights. I thought, oh, what have we gotten ourselves into? I was determined to wear my costume, even though the website, HalloweenHorrorNights.com, clearly stated in bold type, no costumes allowed. Well, we went to the theme park and we had a brush with security. I tried to pretend I didn't speak English and that I was some kind of a Polish dancer. They weren't buying it. Then Rachel went back to the car to grab my jeans. So many rides, so little time. What to do first? After speaking with a reliable source, we headed to the Friday the 13th Camp Blood Horror House to see what Jason had in store for us.
I heard that Jason was the best, but personally, I went to Freddy and then Leatherface, and both of them were amazing, basically.
After a plug like that, how could we possibly miss this so-called life-altering Halloween event? Our enthusiasm flagged, however, when we saw the sign 100-minute wait. But the expert snaking of the line, coupled with the amusement from a domestic disturbance and a public urination arrest, it kept us entertained. We waited patiently. The rides themselves were creepy, but they were nothing compared to the town itself. One can only imagine the amount of time and manpower it takes to transform Universal Studios into this zombie-esque freak fest, complete with chainsaw-toting butchers creeping up behind you, fog-filled cobblestone streets, and eerie screams and organ music blaring over the speakers sprinkled throughout the park. The month-long Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando have become something of a must-see, attracting not just a Florida audience, but capturing the attention of thrill seekers from around the world. We bumped into one of these travelers at our half-star hotel, Lorraine from the north of England. Brits, by the way, make up the largest contingent of Orlando's foreign visitors.
Have the queues been long in general?
Very long, yeah. Every single one of them you got at least 2-hour wait. We did anyway.
If you're on a budget or don't have a lot of patience for long lines of hollering, intoxicated revelers, head to the park on a weekday or Sunday and spring for the Express Pass. Your average wait time will be cut more than in half since you enter at the front of the line. But for those who are in for the whole experience and want to soak in every ounce of the horror-steeped enthusiasm, come on Saturday right before Halloween, as we did. If our experience has piqued your curiosity, go to www.halloweenhorrornights.com for tons of information. I'm Kate Bonner for the Water Cooler Diaries on KBTV Online. Thanks for joining and happy Halloween.